The beginning of vicious vice. Vicious vice begins with duality. This is not a new idea. Every culture understands it. Every civilization has wrestled with it. Light and dark, order and chaos, virtue and vice. The opposite of vicious is virtuous. The opposite of vice is virtue. These words once carried weight. They described action, consequences, and responsibilities. But something has changed. Today's world is saturated with vices: denial, ego, distractions, consumption, avoidance. They are no longer hidden, they are normalized, and they no longer are practiced quietly. They're practiced viciously, relentlessly, and systematically. Denial is no longer accidental, it is enforced. Ego is no longer personal, it is rewarded. Distraction is no longer occasional, it is engineered. Many of us were not simply tempted into these patterns, we were trained into them, conditioned to accept them as normal, and pressured to adopt them in order to belong. Vicious vice does not claim moral distance from this world. We do not stand above it. We do not speak from purity, and we do not speak from innocence. We're here to see what we do, honestly, without disguise and without performance. And then to test it on ourselves first, so that your vicious vice is controlled. This is the beginning of responsibility. Cruelty exists in this world. It is a tool. It can be used by systems, by institutions, by individuals, and by circumstances. Cruelty applies pressure, but viciousness is not cruelty. Viciousness is the response. It is the choice you make when pressure arrives. It is the discipline you hold when cruelty invites imitation. It is the strength to respond with restraint when retaliation would be so much easier. Sometimes viciousness looks like refusal. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it's looked like kindness. Not sentimental kindness and not performative kindness. Kindness chosen with full awareness of the cost. Because it does cost. That is viciousness. Viciousness is not about right or wrong. It's not about mean or nice. It's not about moral superiority or moral collapse. It is about the commitment to the self, not the ego, not the indulgence, and not the impulse. The self forged through effort, the self that carries consequences, the self that does not outsource meaning. Across history, across cultures, one truth repeats. When human beings abandon commitment to themselves, they drift, they fracture, they are shaped by whatever pressure is loudest. Vicious vice stands for the opposite. This is not rebellion. Rebellion reacts. Rebellions need enemies. This is an alignment that does not ask for permission, an alignment that does not seek an applause, and an alignment that does not require an audience. Vicious vice is controlled ferocity, the discipline to carry power without being ruled by it, the refusal to numb what must be felt, the refusal to sanitize the self for acceptance, and the refusal to consume and confuse comfort with truth. Virtue that is untested is decorative. Vice that is unconscious becomes control. We refuse both. This is why Vicious Vice is not a motivational self-help group. Motivations fade, emotions pass, and inspirations expire. We provide structure. Structure when certainty dissolves. Structure when culture contradicts itself. Structure when belief alone is no longer enough. We offer tools, not platitudes. Practices, not promises. And artifacts that are meant to be used, not to decorate. These are worn, they are tested, and they are practiced. They are not admired, they are not consumed, and they are not forgotten. Vicious Vice is a home for those who train in silence, for those who carry responsibility instead of excuses, for those who refuse to outsource meaning. If you never fit cleanly into your wellness culture, your hustle culture, your inspirational spiritual performance, you're not broken. You're just early to the party. This is not a costume. It is not an identity you perform, and it's not a practice that you forget. It is returned to again and again. When life applies pressure, we do not ask you to be virtuous. We do not ask you to reject your vice. We ask one thing. Will you observe yourself honestly and choose your response deliberately? The self in the I, and the I in me. That is the work. That is the test. That is Vicious Vice. If you're looking for permission, this is not it. If you're looking for alignment, you already know where we stand. Within us are we. Law is flame, discipline is mercy, truth is earned.